Here's a quick tutorial on Model 91, the Spark Modern Fire's Direct Vent See-Through. Before you start this procedure, turn the pilot light off. First you take the center grill out, tip it up from one end, and then lift it out. There's two side panels. Put a hand on the top and one on the bottom. Lift it up about 3/4 of an inch, and then pull it and angle it out. Same thing on the other side. Hand on the top and the bottom, 3/4 of an inch, pull it out. What's holding the glass frame on is a bracket, and it's attached at top. There are 3 bolts with nuts on them, and they need to be removed. You can take a socket set and remove each of them, and then you're going to remove the bracket. I loosen the nut on each one of these posts. Just to get them all loose, and then I do the rest of it by hand, pushing in the bracket, removing the nut. There's 3 of them. Then you separate the bracket from the top of the frame. I tend to work from one side and pull it off. Once I've got the last nut off, there's a bracket at the top. I work from one end and remove it from the top of the glass frame and tilt it out. There it is. That's what it looks like when it's installed. Now the glass is free. It's in a groove at the bottom. There's a little flange that's in the groove. What you have to do is lift it up. So you're going to put a hand on either side of the glass frame, your right hand on the right side, left hand on the lower left hand, and you lift it up. I usually lift it up on the left, out of the groove first, and then the right side. Now it's free floating in here. You move it to the left and up. And then you lower it down to the right and pull it out. Oops. It's out. Now that you have it out, is always a good time to clean it before you put it back. When you're putting the glass back, you pretty much reverse that procedure, which we'll go through as well. Okay, here's the frame, glass frame out. We're going to put it back in. Again, be careful, take your time. It is a snug fit, but it will go effortlessly if you follow the directions. So we're going to start on the lower right hand side. We're going to dip the left hand corner, upper left hand corner in, and we're going to move towards the left. You may have to change your hand position a couple of times as you move it through the opening. Once you have it in the box, again you're carrying the whole weight. You position it to line it up with the sides of the interior box, and you position that flange so that you drop it into the groove on the bottom of the box, and you're in. Push it up to the top so there's a clean seal. Then you take your bracket. There is a turn-in on either end, which will give you an exact position on the frame. So I've slid the whole frame with the bracket on top, 1/4 of an inch to the right, so it lined up with these bolts sticking out of the firebox, and I pushed it on. Now we're going to take our washers. I always start in the middle, and our nut, and I just hand tighten it in the middle while I'm pushing the bracket in, you want compression against the two rope insulation that is around the glass frame on the inside. Then I go to either end, again with the washer and the nut. Just hand tightened. And the third one. Hand tightened. And I take my socket set and I'm just going to snug it up. Again, I like to start in the middle. Not a lot of torque, but just so it's snug. Go to either end. You don't want to over crank it, but you want to make sure that there's good contact there. And the glass frame is set.